mayors to musicians, let the good times flow. Grab a seat and settle down, get ready for a ride. Incredible guests lined up, let's take it in stride. Voices from your community, stories to be told. With every conversation, let the magic unfold. Join the prime time, come on, tune in. Engage in discussions where the fun begins. With Jerry McKee at the helm of the stream. Experience the vibes, live the dream. From Ronnie McDowell to the Oak Ridge Boys, connecting us all through laughter and joys. Every guest a treasure, a beacon of light. Each story a journey, taking flight. Get to know the people who shape our days. With Jerry leading the way, we'll be amazed. So grab your coffee, it's time to unwind.
Well, it's time to unwind, and I'm Jerry McKee, and welcome to our show. We've got a great show tonight with April Brucker. Is an author, an actress, comedian, ventriloquist, a television personality whose career spans live entertainment, broadcasting, and the performing arts. As one of the most visible contemporary advocates for ventriloquism, you will see a lot of great things there, and we're going to talk about her book. She has dedicated her career to preserving and promoting the rich legacy of art form that has played an important role in American culture for more than 2 centuries. She's the author of 250 Years of American Ventriloquism, How Ventriloquism Influenced American Culture. That's right. April's unique career as a ventriloquist has attracted national and international attention. She has appeared on numerous television programs, including Entertainment Tonight, Inside Edition, Judge Jerry, Today, My Strange Addiction, and What Would You Do? Videos After Dark. Hold on a second. My engineer's coming over here saying what?
Take your things off and listen. It's stuck.
Try something else beside your phone. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to get your engineers here. She comes out there, and when she thinks there's something wrong there, she says something's stuck, but it's not. But anyway, she has many other great talents, and we're going to find out what all these talents are, and I'm going to bring her on right now. And waiting backstage, that's right, we pull the curtain, and here is April.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, April. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I love your backdrop. I think it's great.
Yes, I spent a lot of time putting them little faces together on there.
I know you did. I know you did. I love it. Thank you.
It just came up in a dream, like when I was when I was dreaming about. I was dreaming about Mae Wilson, and I says, I've heard that name before, and got the great idea.
Well, Mae Wilson will be out in a little bit, and she's been dying to talk to you, Jerry.
Well, I've been waiting patiently for weeks for this opportunity to talk to Mae Wilson, because I know she's got some great input, especially about her book. I think she told me when she emailed me it was her book.
Yeah, it was her book. Mae, where are you? OMG, hello, handsome.
Well, hello there, beautiful. I see you got red, and I know the colors look a little different on the internet, but I've got red on because I said I'm wearing red today because my favorite person, you're here, Miss Wilson.
I know. And I just want to say that I love you, Jerry. And it's my book. I wrote it. No, Mae. I wrote the book. No, I wrote the book. No, I wrote the book. No, I wrote the book. Mae Wilson wrote the book. You just said so. I said no such thing. Yes, you did. You put words in my mouth. I wrote the book. No, April Brucker wrote the book. Well, I helped. My people inspired it. Your people? Yes, textile good Americans. Duh.
Well, she got you there, April.
She did. She totally got me. So, Mae, how did your people contribute 250 years of pop culture? Well, April, my people didn't build the rail lines, but we built the punch lines.
Well, April, I have a question for you. As a
hmm
professional ventriloquist yourself, what drew
hmm
you to this unique art form?
Well, I always liked ventriloquism because I could say the things through Mae Wilson or any of my other characters that April Brooker couldn't say. Because growing up, I was not cool, like not in the least. But all of a sudden, I got a puppet, a hung textile American, and suddenly she became cool.
So, May Wilson, so you're saying that you was an instrument in making her cool again, right?
LMG, you have no idea. We were going through airport security and April's suitcase leaked. My suitcase totally beeped because I have all these diamonds and apparently it sets off the detectors, you know? So I had to take May out of the suitcase and they said, LMG, she's a very famous puppet. That's actually what happened.
I'd love to see their face when they opened that up.
Oh yeah, she's been recognized more than I have. Yeah, May, May, would you like to say something? Yes, I am the only reason that April has a career.
I believe you, May Wilson. You've got that personality.
I know, I have personality and April's just there. And believe it or not, we even wrote about this in the book, but ventriloquism actually set the gold standards for podcasting, radio, and television because Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy brought the comedy duo from vaudeville to radio. And now you see, comedy duos on morning radio still, morning television. And May, for those that don't know, what's the comedy duo? When you have somebody like April right there, that's just there, and a wise cracking dummy like yours truly, that does all the work and gets all the shine because I'm cool.
Well, April, when researching the book, how did it change the way you view your own career when you did this research?
Oh, well, it changed the way I viewed it because I realized that I was part of a much bigger story. As a matter of fact, it made me realize that I was probably a footnote in a huge story. I was a speck, and I'm lucky to be a speck, but it was a much bigger story.
Well, now, when in writing this book, I know that it's a lot of pages there I was reading. And now, which chapter would you say was your favorite to really write?
Oh, I'd have to say the 50s, because one of the things that made the 50s so remarkable was Ed Sullivan brought ventriloquism into the American home. You have Jimmy Nelson, Paul Winchell, Senor Vences, Jay Marshall. He brought them into the American home, and it became children's entertainment. And ventriloquists became household names, as did their sidekicks.
Well, you know, I love the 50s. I love the 50s music and the 60s music. I love just that era and that I grew up in, I guess, was from that era. But it's like a different time zone
hmm
than we living in today. Uh,
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, but it just changed the art form so much because the other thing too was, and you saw this with Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, and if I didn't clarify before, Edgar Bergen was a famous ventriloquist and Charlie McCarthy was his sidekick. And a lot of people, when they were on the radio, didn't know that Charlie was a dummy. And this was before we had social media influencers and reality stars. People followed Charlie McCarthy like a celebrity. He got fan mail. Of course he did. And he owes me dinner. Charlie, you better pay. I know that you haven't had a gig in a while.
well, May Wilson, what is your favorite restaurant to go to have a dinner?
Well, anywhere that I can get steak and lobster. But what about red lobster? No!
That's funny. Now, I want to show people that's got a phone and they want to scan to go to your website. They can scan the QR code right there. And
Thank
people
you.
don't know what QR code means, quick response. So get there quickly and you'll be able to go and find all the information you need to know about the book, about April, about May Wilson. So you got everything there, the pictures and all kind of things there that you go just so just scan the QR code and you'll get there. And also you did something recently, and you also scan this code here, the television ventriloquist ventriloquist donates $1,000 in books.
Yeah, to the Vent Haven Museum in Kentucky. And for those of you that don't know, it's in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Like I said, you just said that, April. I know, Mish. And $1,000 worth of books goes to the museum, and it's a wonderful museum. They do so much to preserve the art form. The Vent Haven Convention helps raise money for the museum every year, but you can see Edgar Bergen's original puppets. Jeff Dunham has a section. Senor Venches. They just do so much to bring awareness to the art form.
Well, that's a great cause. When I've seen that, that's great right there. You know, people like to, I guess, let things read to them, technology and all this stuff here, where really all you got to do is I like a good book that you can feel the pages, you can see the text on there. You don't have to worry about if it's AI generated or anything like that, and commercials.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And I like that too. Do you like that, May? Of course. And you want to hear something scary? You like ghosts, Jerry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he
What's
likes ghosts.
yes, I
Well, the
do.
origin of ventriloquism was actually part of a voodoo religious ceremony where they spoke to dead people, because the first ventriloquists were actually dead talkers, because in African cultures they believed that the dead lived in the gut. So we were always destined for scary movies. So the way ventriloquism came to the United States was on the slave ships, and it was outlawed because it was not a Christian religious practice. But here's the thing, a lot of the lawmakers and ministers outlawing it were translating Greek, studying the Oracle of Delphi at the Ivy League schools. And the Oracle of Delphi was a ventriloquist, because people would come, and this is ancient Greece for those of you that don't know. They would bring their top troubles. She would throw her voice, and Oedipus Rex, she was just messing with you. And if you don't know the story of Oedipus Rex, that's a dark joke.
Well, I think anything that's new that comes in, people think the strangeness. One of the things that brings me back to that is that the AI centers that they're building, uh, that people are getting so upset over because they're building these in their cities, and of course, without AI and internet, they couldn't have these facilities, and
Mhm.
and that it's something new and it's something scary, I guess, at one time, and people just not don't understand the gist of it or really go and get facts. A lot of people don't like facts. They'll pick up something on the internet and say, "Whoa, boy, that's true."
Yeah, exactly. There's so much right now out there, but here's the thing. Ventriloquism is always going to survive, because in the age of technology, we are so saturated that there's something about somebody just talking to a doll, like you're talking to me right now. And what's old is new, and what's new is old. And one of the things that is very current right now is Fallout. It's a series on Amazon Prime for those of you that don't know, and they feature a lot of Ink Spots music. And the Ink Spots, they were a group from the 30s and 40s. My grandfathers loved the Ink Spots. And the Ink Spots toured with ventriloquist acts because they'd have music and ventriloquism on the bill. And I did a song with the world famous Ink Spots called That's the Way It Is. Yes, you did, May. And what was it like working with the Ink Spots? Well, it was showbiz celebrities working together. Uh huh. And where are some of the places your song is played? Well, the United States, Canada, South America, all over Europe, Australia, and Greenland. Mm-hmm.
Wow,
It's
so
true.
right around home, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, she's getting fan mail. I'm just there. Of course you are.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, I know you don't get jealous of her.
I don't, because
No.
I pull my hand out, it's over. You do no such thing. I'm doing it now. You do no such thing. I'm doing it now. You do no such thing. I'm doing it now. Look, look, she's finally quiet, Jerry. Ask another question.
Well, let me ask you, were there any stories that in writing your book that made you laugh or cry or just kind of shake your head in disbelief?
Oh, absolutely. There were two. The first was that the first ventriloquist star in the United States was a fellow by the name of Richard Potter, who performed in the 1820s, and he toured the North and the South, and he was a black man, which this is when we still had slavery in the United States. So this was actually astronomical because he was the first celebrity ventriloquist from the United States and the first headliner. But was what was even more amazing was he died in the 1830s, but he was the inspiration for the character of Samuel Peyton from Peyton Place.
Hmm. I remember
And
Peyton
this,
Place.
yep, that was him, Richard Potter, and his grave is a landmark in New Hampshire. And the second story was a fellow by the name of Charles Fowler was performing in the South Pacific during World War II, and his puppet Ike McGregor, they were doing USO shows, got hit. He got hit. He got shot. Ike got a Purple Heart.
Oh, to me, listen and reading some of your book there is that it's real good history. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's not
thank
just
you.
those things. It's history, and a lot of hard research had to go into that.
Oh, it did. It was a lot of research, and ventriloquism was it the it was at the center of every cultural movement, whether it was civil rights, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, etc. Because you had Willie Tyler and Lester, who were the first black regulars on Laugh-In. You had Sherry Lewis, who was a girl boss on screen with Lamb Chop, and a girl boss behind the scenes, just like Mary Tyler Moore and Lucille Ball were at the time. And then you had Waylon Flowers and Madam, who ruled Hollywood squares. So ventriloquism has always been right there.
I remember Madam. She was so
Yep.
distinguished.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I'm a huge Wayland fan, and Wayland and Madam were actually huge inspirations for Mae Wilson.
Oh, wow.
Oh yes, and I lived in New York City, and Wayland used to bring Madam in to the duplex and ask for a drink. Madam would ask for a drink, and Madam would get a drink.
Oh, that's neat. Now, what lessons can today's entertainers learn from ventriloquists of the past?
Well, ventriloquists from the past and ventriloquists from the present and ventriloquists from the future continue to survive because we are very good at adapting. And this comes from vaudeville. Because on vaudeville and the medicine shows before that, which came before vaudeville, little history lesson, ventriloquists had to adapt. They had to be singers, comedians, character people, and all in one act. They had to be a duo in one act. And after vaudeville, they made their way to radio. After they made their way to radio, they made their way to television. They made their way to film, etc. So adapt. That's the lesson. Oh, April, don't ever take your hand out of me again.
Well, I know the Americans Got Talent and stuff like that. It's had a lot of young people on there, different ones on there. That was ventriloquist, and it seems like anytime I know it caught my attention. Anytime one would come on and have and do ventriloquist, it intrigues me, and because I watch and see if they make me look at the other. I don't want to say dummy because Mae Wilson's not a dummy.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you
uh,
for making the distinction. It's textile American.
and look at the character, and I catch myself focusing on that. That's how I know they're good. And
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when I look at Mae Wilson's big blue eyes, I know it's real.
Thank you.
Now, if you could have dinner, you and Mae Wilson, if y'all could have dinner with any ventriloquist from history, tell me who it would be and why.
I would have to say that it would be Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. I would love to hear about what it was like to be on the radio back in the day. And Charlie, I would love to give you wood. Meg! Can't bring her anywhere.
uh, now, now, tell me which famous ventriloquist had the most unusual career.
Oh gosh, I'd have to say the Great Lester because while Richard Potter was the first celebrity headliner in the United States, the Great Lester was the first global superstar coming out of the United States. And this was after Fred Russell and Coster Joe visited and they brought the British music halls to the United States. And Fred Russell is the father of modern ventriloquism, just a little history lesson. Well, anyway, the Great Lester brought American entertainment, especially ventriloquism, overseas. And he and his sidekick, Frank Byron Jr., performed. And the Great Lester used to do an act where he called his sister from the afterlife. But what he is most remarkable for is being a mentor to a young Edgar Bergen.
Hmm.
Yes.
It's in reading the book, it's a lot of twist in there, and how they connected with one another, and without having like today we have internet, that goes all over the place real quickly, and back then you didn't have that, but yet there was a connection.
There was, and there was always a connection with other ventriloquists because before I wrote this book, and the reason I wrote it is nobody had ever cataloged the history of ventriloquism in America, and it's very rich. And I found this out through show programs, through magazines, interviews. Nobody had ever done it. But one way that we stayed alive was through community and word of mouth. And right now, I run a group on a platform called School called the Ventriloquist Guild. And one nice story is we had a young man from Cuba join, and he's a birthday party performer. And unfortunately, they have some sanctions in Cuba. He can't get outside materials. And he said, I very much want to learn ventriloquism. So, what the members did was they sent him PDFs of every book they had. And that is one reason that the art form has remained alive is it's the people.
Wow. Now, what is the biggest misconception people have about ventriloquism? I know they got some that think, oh, it's witchcraft. Ooh.
Well, that is a thing. It's popophobia is a thing, and popophobia is fear of puppets. It, believe it or not, that is the medical term, and Hollywood has really latched onto it with films like The Great Gabbo, shows like The Twilight Zone, movies like Magic, Dead Silence, etc. But it's a real thing. Like I said, May and I were being interviewed on a huge radio show in Australia. They came to Las Vegas, and the female co-host, who is lovely, and she's a lovely lady, tell Jerry what happened. I started to talk, and she totally freaked out, like, so she did. She totally freaked out. I thought she was going to faint. So, May, what would you say the misconception is? The misconception is that we're evil. We're not evil. We don't have time for that. I want a sugar daddy. I can't be evil and get a sugar daddy. That is so unattractive.
You're right about that. That's unattractive, and you cannot get a sugar daddy like that whatsoever. No.
No. And if I pick up a knife and I start running around with it, I'll totally break a nail.
Now,
But what about you and Chucky, May? Well, he was my ex-boyfriend, and he had "Made in China" written on his butt. I'm not into tattoos.
well, now Chucky made quite a bit of money there. Now.
I know he had a very successful movie career, but he wouldn't make me his bride. He wouldn't make you his bride. No, and I'm so not into child's play.
You're correct about that. Well, y'all wouldn't make a good match anyway, at all. It wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't make a good match. And I'm not into knives either. That is such a turn off. Okay.
Now, speaking of relationships like that, is it true that ventriloquists sometimes develop a relationship with their figures, similar to like actors and the characters that they get involved with?
What would you say, May? I would say that April and I are very close. We are. There have been times on stage, and ventriloquists will talk about this where they'll be in the middle of a set and suddenly something will come out of their other half's mouth. In one story, and you actually rescued me. Yes, I did. May and I were performing in Las Vegas, and we had this drunk woman in there. And what was the joke, May? I said, we're roommates. And I said, we met on Craigslist where all the good things happen. And all of a sudden, this woman stands up and starts screaming, the Craigslist killer killed my family. The Craigslist killer killed my family. And the usher's trying to get her to calm down. And what did you say, May? I said, well, they got the wrong family member. And
What a great comeback!
yes, and so they ended up dragging her out, and the reason she wanted a refund was she got into a fight with a puppet. So then we had this other guy, he was in the audience, this was another night. He admitted that he lost his virginity to his fifth grade teacher. I didn't want any more information, but he just kept blurting it out the entire show. And May, what did you say when you stepped on stage? He tried to interrupt me, and I said, excuse me, I'm not your fifth grade teacher.
and and that's something that you got to have when hecklers, because I think all entertainments have hecklers, comedians, uh, uh, musicians, and all have that, and you got to know how to handle that, and that takes a lot of things, skill, and know what to say and what to do.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing is that the more performing you do, the more you get out there, the better you get. And one fellow I mentioned in my book is a guy by the name of Otto Peterson. He was half of a duo called Otto and George. And May and I actually had the pleasure of appearing on The Pig Roast. It was the streaming show that Otto and George had. But Otto was kind of notorious because he was an X rated ventriloquist. And he was even more notorious for the way George destroyed hecklers.
So that made, well, and I think the hecklers sometimes pop in when they have just a little bit too much to drink.
Oh, of course, of course. And May, what was one that one heckler said? He said, oh my gosh, the cocket sings. And I said, damn right I do.
Now,
Well,
uh,
the scarier thing is some folks think she's real when they're sober. I was leaving a show once, and this woman said, "No wonder May's so angry. You keep her in that suitcase," and she was 1,000% serious.
a long period of times, May Wilson, that you sometimes have to spend in that suitcase.
Yes, and I do not like it. April, I don't like the suitcase. Okay, I want a diamond trunk. That's what I want.
Maybe that sugar daddy will get it for you.
Well, what happened with your last potential sugar daddy? He took me to Palm Springs for the weekend and it went south. Was he abusive? Was he mean? What? He made me ride the bus. Ah! And so, but what happened to the one that took you to Hawaii? It didn't work out either. Was he abusive? Was he mean? Did he leave you on the side of the road? No, he made me fly coach.
Well, I think that you'll be adorable single.
I love you, Jerry. No.
Uh, now, what do your puppets partners think about the book?
What do you think about the book? Well, I like it, but there should have been a color centerfold of yours truly, because the world needs to know that my voluptuousness transcends time. That's great, May. And I should have had an entire chapter dedicated to yours truly, okay?
Yes, you said.
But you like the book otherwise, mate? Yes, I do.
Well, since that's history like that, maybe that one day that you will be in there as in the history. Not that you're getting old or anything like that, but I'm talking about many years down the road.
Oh, I could only hope because there are so many. I got to meet so many wonderful performers when I wrote about them, and it was an honor and a privilege to meet each and every one of them. And again, I'm lucky to be a footnote in that story.
Now, what inspired you to write this story? Because I hear and I've seen ventriloquists that writes books on ventriloquism and stuff like that, but never the history. What inspired you to just say, I want to write this book?
I'm gonna go see my sugar daddy. I'll be right back. May Wilson. What inspired me to write the book was nobody had ever written about the history of ventriloquism in America. And I love history. And I have an MFA in creative writing from Antioch, creative nonfiction and screenwriting specifically. And I'm a ventriloquist, and publishers often ask, why are you the one to write the book? And I'm a ventriloquist that loves history and was willing to do research and has a background as a creative writer. So,
Well, I guarantee you, a lot of them don't have that background of creative writing
well,
at
they
all.
have background in other things. They do music, etc. It's a very talented community, and a lot of folks that I wrote about, like Paul Winchell, he was the voice of Tigger on Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Yes, that was Paul Winchell. Yep, or Winch, as his children would call him.
now, how long did it take you to write the book?
Oh gosh. It took me several months to write it. As a matter of fact, my manager, Clinton Billups, had even said to me, "You should write this last year." And so I'd done the research, etc. Well, January 1st comes along, and I better get cracking because you don't write about 250 years of ventriloquism in a weekend.
No, that'd be kind of hard to really do that.
Yes, it would. Yes. Well, but there was a lot, from because ventriloquism has always been at the corner of American entertainment, whether it's medicine shows in the Wild West vaudeville, radio, television, and now the internet. And the internet is a variety show. You see a lot of different performers on TikTok, etc., and it's coming to a new generation.
Yeah. Uh, it's- Even though we're getting into a new generation, and we're talking what I was talking about earlier, big data centers that people don't want them in their neighborhood, well, all kind of different reasons. But without those data centers, of course, we wouldn't have an internet. But is AI, does it have any effect on the ventriloquism that way? Because they can make animals talk, twist, all this stuff here, which is it's entertaining, but is it having any effect?
Well, if anything, AI is inspired, like ventriloquism is inspired AI, because when you think of it, ventriloquist figures like Charlie McCarthy were the first avatars. And now you have influencers that have avatars. And Charlie McCarthy was the first celebrity puppet. And then you had the Muppets. Then you had Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Then you had Triumph the Insult Dog. Now you have avatars. So, if anything, ventriloquism has always opened the door to technology in the future. It's opened the door with animatronics. Stanley Burns, a fellow from New York City, who wrote the book Ventriloquism from BC to TV, he started putting animatronics in his puppets. So we've always been at the forefront. So if anything, ventriloquism's leading the way as usual.
Right, and I remember even Captain Kangaroo
Yep, Captain
had the puppet.
Kangaroo.
When I was growing up as a kid, and I really didn't think anything that was someone else behind that as a kid.
Mm-mm.
And even growing up, I love the Muppets.
Yep.
It is so entertaining, and they can do stuff that we can't do.
Nope. And that's the beauty is they can always get away with it. Mae Wilson gets away with more than I ever could. Like April Brooker, I'm lucky I don't spill coffee on myself most days. But Mae Wilson, she gets away with it. And puppets have always gotten away with it. And how much can a puppet get away with? Well, a heck of a lot, apparently.
Well, she got away with a lot there in the television that you was in. What would you do? I believe is the name of it. Is it?
Oh, yes. That was the day that May almost got punched. You see, the story was we're minding our own business, filming a TV show by the South Street Seaport, and we're harassing a homeless lady. But the homeless lady is an actor. I just want to put that out there. She's an actor, member of SAG-AFTRA, a heck of a nice lady, and it's a hidden camera show. So this guy is a doorman. He's on a smoke break that he shouldn't be on, and it's a heck of a day. And he sees May and I harassing this homeless woman, and he walks over and he says, "Stop harassing the homeless lady." And I said, "It's not me, it's her." And he goes, "Well, when the cops come, they're going to arrest both of yous." And so all of a sudden, camera crew comes out. It's John Quinones with "What Would You Do?" And he's like, "You're harassing the homeless woman." And we said, "No, she's an actor." And so he agreed to talk to the camera, but he had to have a stress cigarette first.
Now, I got to ask you a question. We're going to talk about behind you. There is a picture of you right behind your left side.
Hmm.
And tell us a little bit about that. That caught my eye when we
Well,
first got on.
well, I was lucky enough to appear with Bob Saget before he passed away on a show called Videos After Dark. And the precursor to that was if you're a woman, okay, we've all had the towel drop. Somebody comes to the door, we drop the towel when the person answers. Somebody, pizza man, whatever. We've all had those times. So I came up with an idea called tea juggle. And basically, it was a towel juggling routine. I was juggling my towel. And I appeared on Videos After Dark with Bob Saget because I made a video of it. And somebody said, "April, you should send it into America's Funniest Home Videos." And I did. So I get a call, a 310 number. I'm still living in New York City. And it's Vin Bona Productions. And they want to know if I want to appear on a new show called Videos After Dark. It's going to be like America's Funniest Home Videos, but only kind of racier. So I said, sure. And guess what? The video appeared on Videos After Dark, and it was great. Long live Bob Saget. I mean,
Well,
I know he's not with us anymore, but we lost a great man.
yeah, Bob Saget that was a household name. His shows and of course his sitcom that he had. He was a funny guy.
Oh, and he had a dirty act. That's what made him being Danny Tanner so crazy.
Well, let's look at a couple few pictures here, and let's talk about these a little bit. Now, this is the cover of your book, and who come up
Yes.
with this cover?
Well, I just wanted it to be ridiculous. It was a combination of me and my manager, Clinton Ford Billups Jr. I wanted a ridiculous cover that people saw, but I also wanted to capture America and American history and everything that happened in the not the War of Independence, but just the sentiment, because 250 years is a long time.
Yes, it is. But I just thought it was unique. Whoever did the cover artwork, stuff like that, did a great job.
Thank you. I'll let them know.
Now, here you and May Holland in her famous red dress.
Of course, May always wears that dress, loves that dress, wears it everywhere.
Now, where was this at?
It was at a comedy club here in Las Vegas. I'm not sure they're still open.
Oh, okay. Now, I think it's the first time I've seen you in an orange dress.
Oh yeah, that was an orange dress. It's one of my favorite dresses. As a matter of fact, I almost wore it today, but I was like, yeah, it's a little early in the evening for that dress.
Now, we've seen these pictures here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the things behind you on the right is a studio.
Yes, that's a television studio.
And which television program was this?
Oh gosh, it was one that I shot here in Las Vegas. It escapes my mind, but that was one of the ones that May and I were on. She's been on a lot, so
Is do you use every one of these characters here?
everybody has their own use in the act. I always say everybody in the family works. They all work in different ways, but they do in fact work.
Wow, and that's a lot of voices.
It's a lot of voices to keep track of, but the insanity is definitely worth it.
I bet. Uh, do do you do you draw out or sketch out the character that you want to have as your puppet or?
Well, what I always do is I always sometimes I sketch the character out. Sometimes I see the character being sold on a website somewhere and I want to give them a home. Sometimes somebody gives me a character and they say, "Hey, April, I want you to create this character," or somebody has a puppet that they want to give a home to. It's a lot of different things, but I'm more of an idea person, just like Jim Henson was. I do not draw. As a matter of fact, I almost failed art class in 7th grade. It was so sad.
I can't even. I don't think I could draw with stick people, and it wasn't
Oh, I
good.
draw with stick. Well, here's the thing. If you drew with stick people and tried to sell it, it would probably sell for millions of dollars, you know?
It might do it. I've seen some artwork that's like that. But I just was curious on how all the characters there that you have, and it's pretty neat. People send you the character and want you try to adapt that the character into one of your shows or something like that. I think it's pretty neat, and it's actually an honor that they want you to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I just love making things talk. And one of the things that ventriloquism has always done is it's been a part of politics. There have always been puppets that remarked on politics, whether it was, Triumph the Insult Dog, there have been nightclub acts, and President Trump. Yes, this show is huge. President Trump, everybody.
Now you've I guess talked to a friend of mine, Steve Holt, that he actually makes the wooden puppets and stuff like that. He actually dresses and creates them and the lathe and all that stuff there, and that, he has a talent in it, even in itself, doing
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Wooden figure making is a talent, and I've never well, actually, I had a wooden figure once, but I'm on the short side, and the wooden figure was almost as big as me, and that's just counterintuitive. But Conrad Hartz calls himself the last of the Mohicans, is a wooden figure maker. But wooden figures, if they make sense for you to have, the eyes move, they're great.
Yes, yes. I had the privilege of having Steve on my show also, uh, and talking about some of the characters there. As a matter of fact, he's come to Las Vegas there
Yes.
to meet with someone that I think you introduced him to.
Yep.
Well, look here, setting out, just must be on vacation.
Yeah, May Wilson and I were just lounging around in Las Vegas.
Well, I thought maybe y'all was out on some exclusive island somewhere,
Well, exclusive island, Las Vegas, same thing, Jerry. So close enough. And that actually, believe it or not, some of those were from the Daily Star, and That's Us magazine did a spread on us in the UK. So that's Life. Sorry, that's Life magazine, and the Daily Star did a spread on us. So we were very lucky.
Oh, wow. Now here's the world famous ink spots.
Yep, that's
It-
the song we did. That's the way it is. And it was a duet originally recorded by Bill Kenny's Ink Spots and Ella Fitzgerald in 1943. And it was just an honor and a privilege to work with the guys. Fallout has brought the music to a whole new generation, and the feedback has been amazing.
An amazing group. Amazing.
Yes,
Even,
amazing. And we performed on the Dennis Bono show, which is a big show here in Las Vegas. It's it's at the plaza. Yeah, the Dennis Bono show. Great show and great people. wonderful time.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful background place to perform. Let's go back to us. There we go. And
Hello,
wow.
this show is huge.
Well, how we doing? Now wait a minute. How
I'm
did you?
Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Well, I recognize that, but I thought first that you was kind of overseas there, but now we
I'm
know.
never overseas. April said it's time to perform on the Jerry McKee show, and here I am.
Well, Miss President, I am glad and honored to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan of the show. Just like my hands, the show is tremendous.
Well, thank you. Uh, you know, Mr. President, with all the pressures you have upon you like that, and you just showing up on the show is really an honor, and I'm glad you're going to make Jerry's show great again.
Thank you. I'm making your show great again. And so, April, do you have any questions for me? No, President Trump, I don't. So, do you want to know what I'm going to do when I leave office? What are you going to do? I'm going to perform stand-up comedy. Please don't perform stand-up comedy. Do you have a joke? Yes, April. Why do you know? Yes, April. What do you call one illegal immigrant on the moon? I don't know, President Trump. A problem. What do you call 10 illegal immigrants on the moon? I don't know, President Trump. An even bigger problem. What do you call a million illegal immigrants on the moon? Oh, God. I don't want to know, President Trump. Problem solved. To the moon, April. To the moon.
Well, I'm glad that you're politically correct, right?
Yeah, well, but President Trump, despite your stances on immigration, all your wives are foreign born. What can I say, girl? There are some jobs that even Americans won't do. So, but now that you're president, what do you hope to focus on? Family values. Family values. I think that that's great. Jerry, do you want to know what the number one cause of divorce is?
What is that? I don't know.
It's money, right? Wrong! Marriage. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. Well, anyway, I gotta go. Melanoma's calling me. President Trump. And by the way, he has been he's gotten threats, so you know.
I can imagine.
Oh yes, we marched on Milwaukee, and funny story. This was right after the attempt on Trump's life, and even though I don't always agree with the president, I don't like political violence. I just want to get that out of the way. And the assassin, the would-be assassin, was from my hometown because this happened where I grew up, just
Right.
an hour away. And so I was the last comic standing in Milwaukee with Tramp because Bill Maher pulled out, The Daily Show pulled out, everybody pulled out, but he was the only one there. But right before we went to Milwaukee, we had actually hired a bodyguard because in the past, Tramp has been kicked, he's been threatened, everything else. So when my mom gets the question of how famous is April, April's not famous, but her puppet's got a bodyguard.
Well, you know what? Mae Wilson make a good bodyguard, wouldn't she?
Oh, she would absolutely make a great bodyguard. And we have somebody else here. Sir, are you awake? President Biden time.
Oh,
Why,
President Biden.
hello. So President Biden time, what are you doing now that you're retired? Well, April, I'm an ambassador. An ambassador to where? I'm a Walmart ambassador. See? Walmart. Yes, it's a special job. Where's your receipt? I don't have it. Jerry, where's your receipt?
Oh, well, let me ask you, have you ever tackled someone not showing the receipt, trying to get out without, showing you the receipt?
Oh, of course I have. 'Cause here's the deal. I'm Cool Jelly Beef from Scranton. If they don't have a receipt, I go high up. Oh, do you? Yes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sorry, my eyes don't work so much.
I have to rely on my sense of smell.
Now, I know that the government furnishes bodyguards like that. Do they do your work at Walmart?
No, I do my own work because it's a chance to get out of the house, meet the American people, and get away from Jill. Oh, Jill does not keep me locked in the basement. The food she feeds me is good.
Well, I'm glad the food is good. Uh, now, do
The
you get
food
any?
she feeds me is good.
Now, do you get any discounts at Walmart?
The fact of the matter is, I get the presidential discount. The presidential discount.
Wow.
Yes. Knock on wood, I'm as quick as a whip. Knock on wood, I'm as strong as an ox. Knock on wood, who are you again and what are you doing in my living room? It's Jerry McKee. Oh, Jerry from South Carolina. Yes, yes. Yes, Jerry. And who are you and where's your receipt? I'm April. Oh, April. Yes, yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad they give you the presidential discount, which is probably double the price, but
What can I say? And you're talking about April's book. Yes, he's talking about my book.
yes.
Here's the deal. Number one, it's called 250 Years of American Ventriloquism, How Ventriloquism Influenced American Culture. Number two, it's available wherever books are sold. Number four, Mr. President. Number four, who are you again and where's your receipt?
Well, Mr. President, I'll put the QR code down there so they would know exactly how to scan and go to purchase this book and see everything and read everything about this wonderful book.
Thank you. And if you don't show me your receipt, hiya! He fell asleep. He fell asleep. They can't get good help at Walmart.
Well, they are working him hard at Walmart these days.
I
So,
know, I know. It's so sad.
yeah. Well, I tell you what, I want to play your intro also. And
Thank you.
to your book, I think it's pretty deep, well done. You and May Wilson did a great job. So
Thank you.
I'm going to put this on here and let people see the intro.
America has always been shaped by diversity in thinkers, inventors, and innovators. And good-looking people like yours truly, May Wilson. Wait, what? Yes, ain't wrong. My people. Your people? Textile good Americans, duh. From colonial times to the digital age, I'm a girl. Yes, May? My people weren't at Lexington and Concord. They weren't? No, it wasn't a paying gig. You see, equal pay for textile good Americans. But May got April, in the immortal words of the statesman Patrick Henry, no entertainment without compensation. May, Patrick Henry never said that. Learn how my people shaped American entertainment through comedy, television, film, radio, and of course, influencer culture. May, this is a story about ventriloquism. Well, April, my people have been squeaking for 250 years. Deal with it. But May, the story. But April, there's no story without my people, you dummy. Okay, I apologize. For 250 years, ventriloquists and my people have been making American entertainment history. That's better. Learn about the great talents that captivated generations and those who toiled by their side, rising to greatness and being forced to sleep in a suitcase. Oh, focus, May. Whatever, April. And speaking of which, it's written by actress, comedian, and ventriloquist April Brucker. Thank you, May. Great job. And ghostwritten by yours truly, May. Learn about 2.5 centuries of American entertainment history. And unlike the ones in DC, these dummies are actually funny. You weren't supposed to say that, May. Well, April, our ancestors fought for life, liberty, and no synchronized lip control. And in the spirit of America, your people get equal time and gutter lines.
That was a great commercial.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Mary Wilson did a fine job there.
hmm
'Cause I,
May Wilson she did a great job.
Well, hello, Jerry. How are you?
yes, I tell you, y'all work great together, and I can see why everyone's was flocking to see you. If when you billboarded, especially out and around Las Vegas area, and uh, did,
Oh, thank
do
you.
you get a chance when you to go out and maybe walking down the Vegas Strip or somewhere like that, and people come up to you, and especially if you have May Wilson there with you, uh, and carry on the conversation?
Oh, they do. May, do people ever talk to you?
Yes, they do. They say that is a famous couplet, and I get recognized from television.
She does. And currently, My Strange Addiction, the show that we were on TLC back in the day, because for those of you that don't know, I left my fiance after he says it was me or the puppets.
The first wise choice you ever made.
And May Wilson and we made the show, or she and the rest of my puppets. And so fast forward, I'm this little ventriloquist living in New York City because after I left my former fiance Sean, I spent every hour God sends. I just wanted to be the best ventriloquist that I could be.
And I was already tremendous, so April had some help.
Okay, you've been hanging out with Donald J. Trump too much. So what ends up happening is, fast forward, we're performing in Williamsburg. Somebody takes our photo, and next thing you know, we're on My Strange Addiction. So a few months afterwards, we're at a show, and somebody says,
I'm going to get backstage to meet May Wilson.
that actually happened.
I imagine it has to be hard in a relationship uh, with May Wilson and the other characters that, I can see now getting in an argument and May Wilson comes up and says, wait a minute, I think I'm on her side.
Oh, I totally do. I say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
That to me, that would be funny. If you're having that would be a good comedy sitcom, you know, uh, April, May Wilson, and the other guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah, like Three's Company.
Yes.
So, if you're watching Network Execs, please. And April, did you tell him what was so special about the book?
I don't know, May. Would you like to tell him?
It's a semi-quincentennial edition. Semi-quincentennial, semi-quincentennial, semi-quincentennial.
You said that 3 times.
Because it's a hard word for a ventriloquist to say.
Yes, and that's a question for is there certain words that's very difficult that you really got to practice and practice and practice?
A lot of B words, W words, D words, X, S, like a lot of the plosives, but sometimes I substitute. I practice.
I get everything perfect on the first try, Jerry.
I know you would. You're perfect at that. Well,
She is. She's absolutely
now
perfect.
some of your merchandise, like, do you have a book that people can also get that shows the techniques and things like that?
Yes, I have another book called Don't Read My Lips, where I talk about some of the history of ventriloquism. I have a chapter on the history of ventriloquism as well, but it's just one chapter there. But I also talk about the technique and I share my secrets.
They're really my secrets, Jerry.
Here you go again.
May Wilson, I don't know if I want to know your dark secrets. I might.
Well,
I
Jerry,
might
one of my dark secrets is my crush on you. Hey, that's not a
Oh,
Secret. You've been talking about it the entire show. May, and his
oh,
wife's watching.
Oh, never mind.
yeah. My wife's an engineer, but you know what?
Yeah, his wife's
She
his
probably.
engineer.
You know what? Jerry's life, I don't count. Okay, I'm stuffed and unstrung.
May, way to dig yourself out of that one.
Well, it's get the top of the. Oh no, she hit a button. We're getting ready. It was at the top of the hour here, and she'll pop back on when we can formally say goodbye. But I
Oh,
guess it was. rated.
Jerry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't see you. And we're at the top of the hour, so we made it the whole hour. We had a great time finding out more about April Brucker with May Wilson, a ventriloquist, and here they come back.
Okay, here
There we
we're back.
go. Yeah, we was at the top of the hour anyway. I was getting ready to thank you and May Wilson for being on the show. We
Thank
made it
you.
perfectly all the way to the very end. And I'm just so glad that we made it there. We learned a lot. I have about ventriloquism and about you and May Wilson and Trump and Biden.
Yes, thank you.
And I just hope y'all have a wonderful week. And we'll say Godspeed with your book
Thank you.
and all the things y'all do. It's people just don't realize what entertainers what hard work it is. It's not an easy thing at all. My job is easy compared to anything that y'all do because you've got you just don't know what happens when you get on that stage, do you?
No, well, but that's part of the fun, right, May? Absolutely. We love you, Jerry. And check out 250 Years of American Ventriloquism, how ventriloquism influenced American culture.
And buy that book. I'm going to put you backstage a second and sign out, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. You've heard a great show here with April Brucker and May Wilson. And buy this book. This book is great. If you all you got to do is scan the QR code down below me right here, it take you right there to it. It's you'll be some good reading, good history, and you're going to find out more and more how ventriloquist has made our history, and even in entertainment, and also in the history books of shows from long ago and even to now. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and we'll see you next Monday at 7 o'clock, and we'll let you know towards the end of the week who's going to be the guest. So keep you wondering and watching. I'm Jerry McKee, and have a great, great evening.